Mahershala Ali came out and said he's officially done. He is not doing Blade anymore, and he had a lot of stuff to say to Marvel about it. He said, "You had me under contract. They have billions of dollars. If they wanted to do it, we would have done it," which is a fact. So this is coming from Variety. So he's got an action movie with Basim Tariq, who was originally going to be the director of Blade with Mahershala, but he left the project. One of the many people that left the project, but says that they collab for this new action movie, Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother. He said, "When I look at this and Blade, I couldn't have done both. And the reason this even exists is because that project fell apart and Bassam had the time, space, and energy and focus to go and write this and then reapproach me." Ali told GQ, "And I was able to use those skills that I had been working on for over a year training for Blade. And that way I feel creatively redeemed on some level, just in my own journey between me, myself, and I." So they had this man. Keep in mind, Mahershala is an Oscar-winning actor. They had my man on stage talk about, yeah, we're going to make a Blade movie. We're bringing Blade back. Had him training over a year. He could have been doing all these other projects because he was in demand, but he put everything on hold so he can do Blade, and they just don't make it happen. They just constantly disrespected him, not bringing in the right people. They had, at one point, reportedly, they had some writers come in to try to write him out of his own movie. Like, they would try to make this girl boss team up movie where the focus was on Blade's daughter and he was like a side character, which fortunately got scrapped before it could be put out. This was like during the time when they were kind of starting to clean up the quality behind the scenes after Endgame, but they never put together anything coherent, and the movie just kind of just been sitting in nowhere. Like, nothing was getting done. Meanwhile, Ryan Gosling comes in immediately, gets a Ghost Rider script in 2028 release date. And Mahershala Ali, they had him waiting so long that they just had to leave. Absolutely disrespectful. Kevin Feige did an interview saying he felt like a loser for not making it happen. He should feel like a loser. You are a loser. Like, there's absolutely no excuse. Like, there's no way this isn't racism. Like, first you cancel Wonder Man after you renewed it for a second season. And it's going to be crazy because Vatine even said, like, in his closing statement, he said, "See you at the Emmys." Like, literally, at the Emmys, they're going to have a show that is canceled. Like, imagine if Wonder Man wins an Emmy and he has to go out there and like, yeah, the show's canceled, by the way. Like, after it was renewed for a second season. Now, we're not getting Blade in the MCU. The only Blade we got in the MCU was Wesley Snipes doing a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. And the only reason that happened is because of Ryan Reynolds. Like, literally, we would not have any Blade in the MCU if it wasn't for Ryan Reynolds. Like, we would got nothing at all. The fact that we had Blade get announced in 2019 and we still never got a Blade. He never even appeared on screen as Blade. Like, there has to be bigotry involved. Like, there has to be. Like, they have to hate black people over there. Like, there's no way. You have an Oscar-winning actor as Blade, and you can't make anything happen from 2019 to now. Just think about it. Because Kevin Feige also made a statement that made me mad. Like, he was like, oh, they didn't just want to put Mahershala in a leather jacket and have him killing vampires. Why? That would have been a great movie. What do you mean? That's what the original Blades were. The original Blade movies that literally saved Marvel, as Stan Lee himself said, literally saved Marvel. The company would not exist right now without those Wesley Snipes Blade movies. They were just a cool black guy in leather killing vampires. That's what the whole thing was. That's all they had to do. But Kevin Feige was talking about, oh, we didn't want to just greenlight anything. We wanted to be great. It had to be great. We didn't want to just put anything up there. Meanwhile, this is the same time period when they were putting out mid slop and absolute trash. Like, you're telling me you couldn't put Mahershala Ali in a movie where he's just killing vampires for an hour and a half, but you can put out Ant-Man 3, you could put out Hawkeye, you could put out the Black Widow movie, you could put out Thor: Love and Thunder. Are you kidding me? You could put out She-Hulk. You could put out all this slop, but we can't get a Blade movie? Really? Like, I don't believe it. Like, they hate the character. They hate black people over there. That's my only explanation. There's no other explanation for this happening. And the fact that Mahershala Ali, who's a very professional, very, very chill guy, is this upset and like going in on Disney on the way out, tells me that it was definitely some nefarious activity going on. Because otherwise, yeah, he's usually very, very chill, very, very professional. The fact that he's going in on Marvel like this tells me that there's definitely some shenanigans going on. But there's no way. There's literally no excuse. This is a character so many people love, so many people want to see. They've been asking for it. You stood on stage and basically lied to everyone's faces, including his. You wasted his time. More importantly, this guy's coming off an Oscar, had all these opportunities, and he put them on hold because you told him, we're going to put you in Blade. We're going to make you a Blade movie. And they don't even put him on screen. Like, the only thing we got from Mahershala Ali was his voice at the end of Eternals, which is another dog water movie that they greenlit over Blade. We got to hear his voice in Eternals, and they put an animated character that looks like him in Marvel Zombies. Wasn't even his voice. Just they put a Moon Knight Blade in the Marvel Zombie show. That's the extent of Mahershala Ali Blade that we got in the MCU in these nearly 7 years since they announced he was getting a movie. Absolutely disgraceful. They should be ashamed of themselves for how they've treated this character. Yeah, Secret Invasion, without exaggeration, is one of the worst television shows ever created. Not just for Marvel, not just for Disney Plus, literally one of the worst shows ever created. And they greenlit it, spent almost $300 million on it, put it out, but they couldn't put Mahershala Ali in a leather jacket and have him kill vampires. That was too much. You spend nearly $300 million on Secret Invasion, but we can't get a Blade movie in 7 years. Give me a break. Absolutely disgraceful. 100% institutional racism. 100%. Like, there's no way. There's no way they treat any other character like this. Like, Blade is not just any character. He is one of the most important characters in the history of Marvel. He has a huge fan base. And you're telling me you think the Eternals were more of a priority than Blade? You think they were more important? It was more important that we got an Eternals movie than a Blade movie? Shang-Chi? Really? We needed a Black Widow movie after you already killed off the character? We needed an Ant-Man 3? Really? Like, it's unacceptable. This is ridiculous. Yeah, Stan Lee's Marvel is definitely long gone. Like as soon as he passed, they just could not wait to start acting the fool. Like, I'm worried about Miles Morales now, Loki. Like, so far, they're saying the stuff like, yeah, we're definitely going to get Miles in the MCU. We'll see. We'll see how that happens. Because after what they just pulled, I don't trust them. First of all, almost nobody knows the Eternals. Like, even hardcore comic fans didn't know who the Eternals were. They didn't even faithfully adapt it. They just kind of did whatever they wanted, and they still mess it up. This is the problem when these big companies, when they have no real connection and love for them. Like, there was literally a time post Endgame where Marvel projects were being made intentionally with people who did not like the comics. Like, they had literally producers overseeing these Marvel projects for a long period, and they would hire people to write and direct that weren't familiar with the comics. They literally banned comics from the set. Like, remember this. They literally were banning comic books from the set. Like, they said you could not read the comics, you could not even bring comic books on set. We're going to just do our own thing with these. Absolute disrespect. Like, I remember for Miss Marvel, Amon Valiant was talking about on set, she literally had to sneak comic books in because they wouldn't allow them. Like, the producers at the time, before, I think they all got fired. They got quietly purged, but they were literally not wanting people to have comic books on set. That's how disrespectful they were being to the source material. And it's just fortunate that they had Amon Valiant, who was a huge, massive comic fan, to brighten up this project. It was absolutely just disgraceful what they've done to Marvel. When they announced Ghost Rider, someone had thought maybe they're going to use Ghost Rider potentially as like a way to lead into a Blade and Midnight Suns movie. But now that we know Mahershala Ali's out, like, I was skeptical even at that time. But now that Mahershala Ali's officially out, I don't think we're going to get Blade at all in the MCU unless they decide to bring back Wesley Snipes. Honestly, the Blade game is probably getting canceled unless they can find the funding. Arcane, we still waiting for the results. Different labor laws over in France, so they're still working through it. But yeah, Xbox didn't close down. Arcane didn't get closed down, but they are now separate from Xbox. So they need funding. Hopefully, if they go through the court process, they can, under French law, hopefully there's something in there that would allow them to make Xbox give them the funding to finish the game, because Blade was supposed to come out. The game was supposed to come out next year. Like they said, it said it was running a little behind, but it was still supposed to release next year. So they just need enough funding to finish the game and release it next year. So I'm hoping they can at least get a runway from Xbox as like a severance to finish the Blade game, but they're otherwise going to need new investors to help the studio going forward. But if they can't find new investors, then yeah, they're going to have to shut the game down, which disaster. I mean, that would be tragic, because I thought that Blade game sounded so cool. Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to assume the Blade game is going to get canceled, because it's very clearly no respect for its IP. This time though, that one is on Xbox. That one's Xbox's fault for doing a horrible job running their company over the last decade. So Blade just ended up being a casualty of that one. MCU though, absolutely Kevin Feige's fault. He screwed that up. Marvel royally screwed it up. No respect for the character. Isaac should never assume black characters don't have a fan base. That's what they used to literally think this. Like the Black Panther thing was a surprise for them, because that was like a fight for them to make that happen. There was literally a time where they just would not greenlight black projects because they think they would make any money. I remember, and this was George Lucas coming off Star Wars. Like he was the most accomplished directors ever. He wanted to make an action movie about Red Tails, about the Tuskegee Airmen. I want to make this action movie. I'm George Lucas, the guy who did Star Wars, and I want to make an action movie about the Tuskegee Airmen, the famous group of black pilots. And George Lucas couldn't get funding for this movie. He said he went to like 6 different studios to get funding for this movie, and they all told him no. Told George Lucas no, because they didn't believe action movie with black characters could sell. So the movie didn't get proper distribution and marketing. He had to pay for it himself. Like they would not do it. And this was not like in the 80s. It's not in the 70s. It was not in the 60s. This was like late 2000s. I think Red Tails came out in 2012. So Hollywood was racist even back then. Like not that long ago. They've since changed their minds and trying to save face and make up for it. Especially after, mainly because Black Panther made so much money at the box office. But never forget who Hollywood actually is. Same people that told George Lucas no because he wanted to make a movie with too many black people in it. That's what Hollywood is. This is dead ass. I think the only way we get a Blade movie at this point is if Ryan Reynolds says that he wants to make it. Now, I literally think it's going to take Ryan Reynolds to come out and say, I want to make a Blade movie. I want to produce a Blade movie with Wesley Snipes and not another Deadpool if you don't make this happen. I think that's legitimately the only chance we get a Blade movie at this point. Legitimately. Like, Ryan Reynolds, I think, is the only one at this point that could make it happen. Ryan Gosling definitely has some clout, obviously, because, they literally immediately greenlit the project when he came to them. But I don't know how much he cares about Blade, if at all. I know he's a fan of Ghost Rider. He, has a vision for the comics. I don't know if he cares about Blade. But I know Ryan Reynolds does care about Blade because he literally put Wesley Snipes in his Deadpool movie as Blade. And he's the reason we got Channing Tatum as Gambit on the screen. So if anyone's going to get Blade movie made, I think at this point it's going to be Ryan Reynolds. Because I don't think they're going to sell the rights just to the character. I think they're content to just let the character rot. I see speculation from people that they could use Ryan's Ghost Rider movie as a way to segue into a Blade project, but those articles were made before Mahershala Ali announced that he was leaving the MCU and done with Marvel. There's no comments about Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling, when he was on stage, all he talked about was Ghost Rider. So I don't think he has anything to do with Blade. I know there were rumors that they were doing a Midnight Suns, or considering doing a Midnight Suns project. I don't know at this point if that's still happening, especially now that Mahershala Ali's not in the MCU anymore. I'd be surprised if Mahershala Ali goes to James Gunn's DCU. I mean, at least he gives black characters opportunity. James Gunn dropped a Vixen comic. He's giving Mr. Terrific his own show. He made Jon Stewart the main Green Lantern. Like, James Gunn at least cares about his black characters. I think the MCU, the people running it now, I think they don't care about the character. I would not be surprised at all if they do a Midnight Suns movie and don't have Blade in it. Like, at this point, I would not put it past them. I could absolutely see them do a Midnight Suns movie and have like Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider. They bring back Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight. Then they might have Elsa Bloodstone instead of Blade. I can literally see them doing that. Like, I could literally see them having a Midnight Suns movie with Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider, Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight, Benedict's Doctor Strange, and Elsa Bloodstone instead of Blade, since they introduced her in Werewolf by Night. I could literally see them doing that.